They actually got it out for Dave Chappelle. So we got to talk about it. And y'all know life ain't easy. Just because I make it look easy don't mean it's easy, y'all. Hey, Reggie, hand me those papers over there. Oh my God, do. Somebody please say it ain't so. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Docs Daily, where you get highly classified documentations from me, your boy, Sean Blasey. Ha ha ha. But ain't nothing funny though. One thing for sure, we will never see another comedian like Dave Chappelle. The Chappelle Show was one of the last of its kind. And it's because of him, comedy went straight to hell. I know you heard him talk about how they did him wrong in the past. But tonight, we're going to take an in-depth look at everything that this man said. It's a possibility, allegedly. They got it out for Dave Chappelle. Comedy hasn't been able to recover. He walked away with a bag. And where in America do you see a brother get away with the money, the girl, the fame? After seeing what I seen and heard what I heard, and I'm about to share it with y'all, Dave Chappelle needs to be very careful. He said a lot of stuff about the LGBT community. They let him get away with it. He's been doing a little bit of everything that he wanted to do and hasn't been suffering no consequences, but it seems like they got something lined up for the brother. And I pray that's not the case. And by me making this video, it's going to make it harder for them to really get at Chappelle, because there's a lot of truths that he exposed, but people never looked at it in depth. So that's what we about to do right now. I need y'all to do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you a fan of Chappelle, you in the right place, man. Also hit that notification button. I got so much love for y'all. Y'all need to listen at this, man. Reg, go ahead and play that. Yeah, play that.
So first of all, man, congratulations. You're the first guy to beat the system. You're the first guy to get fucked over by the system, go public with it, and then get your money. I've never heard it happen before. I don't think it's ever happened before.
Bro, I still can't wrap my mind around it. But I do have to shout out Chris McCarthy over at CBS Viacom. That guy, you know, when we were working this out, his approach was someone who was actually trying to resolve something.
Came through.
It was amazing, man.
It's amazing. It's a happy ending, because usually those artist gripes, they never get resolved. Not to where the artist feels comfortable or happy with it.
Right.
They always feel bitter and angry. They got fucked over, and someone else is a producer, and they're making millions of dollars off of your work, and they continue to sell it, make money off of it. And
well, I could say with a high degree of honesty. Not to say I was never angry about it, but I don't think I was ever like bitter. I mean, by this point in my life, I wasn't bitter.
You would joke about it. You were angry about it, but not to the point where it fucked with your head, but you would joke about it.
Well, I mean, you know, the bottom line is no matter what happens to you, you got to keep going.
You got to keep going.
And bitterness is quite cumbersome.
Yeah, it's bad for you.
Right. So, you know, jokes is a way of shaking that off or processing something with the alchemy of levity.
Yeah, holding.
Okay, before they even continue, let's talk about it, man. He was getting screwed really bad with the Dave Chappelle Show. Years after it was finished recording, they even had him on Netflix, and he wasn't getting a dime off of the show. So he got in touch with this dude that he just mentioned, and they worked it out. But what did he have to do in order to finally get his just due? What did he have to say? What did he have to participate in? What did he have to agree upon? Because it's hard trying to get a refund if you ain't got no receipts. It's hard trying to get justice at your local restaurant if they mess up your order. So he was able to get the money and walk away clean. Wait until y'all hear what this man had to do. Play that, man.
Grudges, bitterness, shit's very bad for you. It doesn't ever help.
No, and now we're getting on in age. You know what I mean? When we were younger, it's fine to hold a grudge. You didn't realize how, you know.
You didn't realize it was fucking with you. What is that expression? It's about jealousy. The jealousy is the only poison that affects the container that's holding it.
Right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But with bitterness, the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah. It's just not good for you. You got to be able to let shit go.
Yeah. I mean,
But in your case, you made a ploy. Like you said what happened, how you felt about it, and they were like, he's right.
I think, yeah.
Let's give him the money.
It wasn't a court of law. I don't believe I would have got anything.
It's kind of amazing.
In a court of law. I think in a court of public opinion, it was a good time for me to say my piece. And through the years.
Well, wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up, bro. Wait. You mean to tell me they came up off some money because they felt like it was morally wrong to rip you off? In what world, where in America, in China, where in Africa, Australia, Russia, Germany, anybody is going to do right by anybody when it comes to some money? He said he didn't have to go to court. He talked with them people and they decided, you know what? We're going to do right by you and give you your cut. You ain't have to sign no papers. All you had to do was ask. Hold on, y'all.
It wasn't something that I would harp on. I mean, I did interviews and stuff. People would always ask me about it, but it was something I was actually reluctant to talk about. It was a lot.
Yeah. Well, it's hard for other people to relate to this idea that you want more money. You know, you're talking about regular people, and you're saying this thing, even though it is yours.
Money
it's hard for people.
Money is, if you look at life, anything in life through the framework of money, you'll miss most of the picture.
Yeah.
And you know, in business, especially at this stage in our careers, you realize through the years, people play incentives. You know what I mean? That if they're incentivized a certain way, then that's the way they're going to behave. So what they want is never really surprising. How they get there is where all the surprises are. So I feel like I can forgive somebody for playing an incentive. It's disappointing. But what was so remarkable when I walked away from the show, right, is that it was against incentive. So people couldn't understand it at the time. It was so much money. How could you do that? And blah, blah, blah. But you know, if I had taken that money and finished the show, I would have got the money, but I might never have been the same.
I think it was one of the more...
Hold on, wait, hold up, bro. Wait, hold up. What? If he would have taken the money, he might not have been the same. Was they gonna clone him? He didn't want to be cloned. Because now he looked like a completely different person. They gave him all of the money. Somebody had to play ball. Even if it was years after the fact. Now, I hate to make this a conspiracy theory, but this is very conspiracy-like, man. He's all sympathetic, making it seem like he ain't have no grudges. No, none of that. Now that he got his money. Well, what did he have to do in order to get that money? Laugh now, cry later. We was laughing then, and he not crying now, so that don't even make sense, man. Hold on, y'all. And I was gonna let it rock. But these look like two different Chappelles, man. And I know people gain weight and get older, but it's like they took his head and put it on somebody else's body. And he all buff and ripped up smoking cigarettes. How you get buff in the gym when you a chain smoker? Is this making any sense to y'all, man? And I love Chappelle. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm gonna just shut up and let him do the talking. Y'all pay attention, man, because it's a whole lot of stuff we're gonna get into.
Most gangster moves in the history of entertainment.
But
And it made you a legend. And the fact that you then started doing shows like I heard like Dave's doing a show in the park in Seattle. He's got like a box. He pulls out a speaker and just starts doing stand up.
That was in Portland, yeah. Because in that sense it was freeing.
Yeah.
Something about, I was geared a certain way growing up because I wanted to make it in show business. And boy, that shit fell all the way apart. And as far as I knew, my career was over. So where do you go from there?
Yeah, but your career wasn't over. You just decided you were going to just sort of lay back for a while.
In hindsight, yeah. But when it was happening,
You really felt like it was over.
I'd never seen these things before.
Right.
I didn't see anyone else do this and get back up. I didn't see, and the drum beat is he's crazy, he smokes crack, he's this, he's that.
Yeah.
It was a wild experience. The way people close to you react to it, like I had failed or I'd ruined my life.
Mm.
And then when you're cold, that phone don't ring that often.
Right.
And then I had over a decade of sitting in that choice, but I didn't languish in just that experience. I started doing stand up for much better reasons than making it.
Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Let's put on them thinking caps and stop thinking everything is cap. When it's over, bro. I remember when he was going through that dark phase. When he was out at the comedy shop and doing stand-up. It was bad. People wasn't laughing. People wasn't rocking with it. The mojo was gone. And eventually people stopped caring about Chappelle. And somehow, some way, out the blue, they cut the lights back on. And he himself just admitted he ain't never seen nobody go cold and get hot again like that. And then you got people throwing money at you that's owed to you. I can only imagine what he had to do after they crucified him publicly and somehow, some way, he became resurrected. Is that Dave Chappelle or nah? Even he baffled about how his career turned out. Wait a minute, man. Just go on and play the clip.
I still enjoyed it. I started seeing the places where I was performing. Normally when you're like successful in comedy, you get off the plane or the bus, you do the hit, you go back to the hotel, you get back on the bus, you don't really see anything. You don't really, like even now, like this last run we did here in Austin, we was here for weeks. And then I got to see Austin. I got to find restaurants I like. I met people that I probably called because I'm in town, stuff like that. And it was like that all over the world, not just the country. I started going around and just seeing the world. I got overwhelmed with this idea that none of my information was firsthand. I just read it in books or heard it from friends, and I was eager to just see something for myself. And I kind of entrenched this philosophy that my memories are some of the most valuable things that I have.
He never, ever, ever mentioned what he had to do to get them people to play ball. And that's what leads me to do heavier, deeper investigations on the subject, man. When it all went down, he was on Oprah telling it like it is. But now that he got his money, he back in the game. Bygones be bygones. They gave me my money. I'm able to walk away in the sunset. And that's all beautiful. More power to you, my brother. But we need to know the intricate details about all of this stuff that went on. At least so it can make sense. Because it don't. And the stuff he's able to say and get away with it and not get canceled is baffling to me. Nobody in the US of A can say the stuff he said or the stuff he says about a certain community and people brush it off. You got comedians that wouldn't dare. Kevin Hart got canceled for some shit he said like 20 years ago. But Dave Chappelle is doing modern stand-up as if it was 1995. Y'all need to listen at this, man.
Dave Chappelle, he's here today to talk about it in his first television interview. Please welcome Dave Chappelle. Fun. I'm glad you're here. Everybody wants to know, why'd you walk away from $50 million?
Well, I wasn't walking away from the money.
Yeah.
I was walking away from the circumstances that were coming with the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
It takes a while when you punch through to adjust to the atmosphere. It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When
you say you heard the stories.
Wait a minute, Shaw. Fill me on this, man. Fill me on this. The Dave Chappelle that you just got finished listening to sounds a whole lot different from the new Dave Chappelle, man. Even when he talks, he sounds like how he sounds during his comedy sketches. This new Dave Chappelle don't do that no more. He using all of these big words and shit. And like I said, I get it. People get older, people get wiser, people become better people. But the cadences, the way he talk, the lingo, the swag, it's like he's a whole new person. Hold on, y'all.
What do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see before, look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through, and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always happens around the time of their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold up. Pause, man. I do apologize, y'all, but shit. He just mentioned how Martin Lawrence was running in the streets talking about they're trying to kill me around the time when he was getting major money and getting big deals. What will make Martin Lawrence say some shit like that unless, allegedly, possibly, they was trying to clone him? He probably seen the lab and got loose. And people in public like, what the fuck is going on with Martin Lawrence? Was that Martin Lawrence? He running all downtown trying to get people to listen, get people to help. They trying to kill me. They trying, they. And people called them crazy. Is it a possibility that they was trying to clone Martin? Because who go out there and say something like that? And I'm pretty sure Martin Lawrence got good sense. He did like 5 seasons of the Martin Show. He ain't no dummy. Plenty of movies. A well-accomplished brother that got resources and bodyguards and shit. Why in the world? And for Chappelle to be telling and exposing this, and now, hold on, y'all. Let me run that back one more time. I do apologize.
With the newfound plateau.
Yeah.
It takes a while when you punch through to adjust to the atmosphere. It was completely outside of my frame of reference. I've been in show business since I was 14, and I've heard the stories of what happens, and I've seen these kinds of things play out in front of me.
Okay.
When I saw
when you
these
say you
things.
heard the stories, what do you mean? What stories?
I mean, you see it before. Look, Mariah Carey made a $100 million deal, and 3 months later, she's all of a sudden mysteriously crazy. Or Martin Lawrence punches through, and he's waving a gun on the street screaming, "They're trying to kill me."
Yeah. Yeah, we hear those stories.
And it always
See how the audience laughed at that? That's not a laughing matter, man. They think it's a game. Mariah Carey got a $100 million deal, and people started saying that she was crazy. Probably because she wasn't herself no more, man.
always happens around the time in their career where it seems as though they're crossing over the next plateau.
Yeah. Would you say you lost your mind, sort of?
No,
No.
not exactly.
Okay.
I wasn't crazy, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
And I felt like in a lot of instances, I was deliberately being put through stress because, you know, when you're a guy that generates money,
Yeah.
people have a vested interest in controlling.
Yeah. Were they trying to control you? Because, you know, I read the Time magazine article and they were quoted as saying you had extreme creative control and that you really ran your own show.
Yeah, okay, but Oprah, I did 2 very successful seasons before that. So
Yeah.
why all of a sudden on the 3rd time am I in Africa by myself? Like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
Yeah. So what happened? Did you find yourself spiraling downward?
Well, first of all, yeah, but I don't want to make it as a thing where I'm absolving myself of any responsibility of
Yeah.
it. Obviously, I'm partially responsible. You know, a lot of it has to do with me.
Was there a tip?
You know what, man? I would love to just let this rock, but it's just too much shit going on. We gonna bring it back to modern times, but it's a lot of celebrities that go to Africa. And I'm starting to think that they go over there to get some shit taken off of them that the entertainment business probably put on them. And the only people that could really get that magic or whatever the shit, he said they had him under control. And who knows what type of control that is, man. It's probably some witches and warlocks out there. And he had to go to the motherland to help his situation. Oh, man. Because he's not the only one to do it. It's a bunch of celebrities that find themselves in Africa in desperate need of help, man. Hold on, wait a minute. Do y'all see this shit right? They put the kente cloth on him and everything. And he not the only one. What do my African people got to offer when they get over there, man? I think they give them like a spiritual cleanse or something to release those Hollywood demons. Hold on.
It's a thing where I'm absolving myself of any responsibility of
Yeah.
it. Obviously, I'm partially responsible. You know, a lot of it has to do with me.
Was there a tipping point for you?
I'll give you an example. The first season ends,
Yeah.
and in the middle of the seasons, there was a renegotiation.
Okay.
Oh
This
shit.
guy again. Pops.
Do apologize. Hold on, y'all. I got this. Okay, here we go.
Ultimately, through a series of events and a little pressure, I ended up settling for way less than what I wanted, and going forward. And then in season 2, the DVD's released, and it sets all these incredible records. Turns out the
Half
back
a million in one day.
Right.
1.2 million in a week. The largest selling television DVD of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now suddenly, this is a bigger money maker than they thought. It was already making money, but now all of a sudden it's a whole new revenue stream, and my contract's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so we finished the season. So now, you know, the show is gaining popularity. The ratings are up every week. I'm the toast of the town.
Yeah.
And when the season starts ending, you know, you get the question, so, Dave, what are you going to do? And blah, blah, blah. And I knew to be real tight-lipped about it. You know, it wasn't like Comedy Central was a hot place to be when I showed up there.
Yeah. But you turned it around. Your show turned it around, became the most popular.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You know, so, and this is the thing. We'd have all these arguments. Davey got cut the poop joke. And there was a lot of discussions about we know what our audience wants. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I mean, they were wrong 100% of the time. As far as what people would like.
Okay.
And the show is an incredibly hard show to do. That's the other thing. Chappelle show was, I mean, it's fun and all these things, but there's a tremendous amount of work that goes.
Now, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's get into it, man. It's time to dig into those hot docs. And I hate to take it there. But I got to do it, man. Okay. Let's hold on. Wait a minute. I got to make sure I get this right. Okay. Matter of fact, y'all stay tuned because I got to make sure this is all the way right before I say what I got to say. Y'all stay tuned. I promise these docs is going to be hot. Don't go nowhere. It's about to go down. Basically, what I was trying to share with y'all is that the South Park producers committed like some type of crazy suicide. And they was also with Comedy Central. And now I'm looking on the web and it's looking like they don't scrub this shit clean. Somebody in the comment section, let me know if y'all know what I'm talking about. Because it was all over the news. But now you can't find nothing about it no more. And I done typed in plenty of different things to get it up there and it's not showing up, man. They had like a group of producers on the show. Hold on. Type this in. They not gonna show it. They not gonna put it up there, man. I'm looking. It's not popping up. But I know somebody out there know what I'm talking about, man. It's just not gonna be. They don't scrub the net clean of it, man. I do apologize. Okay, here we go.
Goes into making a show like that.
Yeah. People were saying, though, that you were on drugs, you lost your mind, you went into a mental institution. What is true? What is not?
Not on drugs.
Not on drugs.
Nah, not for years.
Okay.
No, I'm not on drugs.
And you weren't on drugs at the time?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm telling you, I was incredibly stressed out. You know, love is like a nutrient. And I was deficient on vitamin love.
Really? Were you really?
I'm all over, baby. Oh, snap.
No, really, what was going on?
Man, where do you start? Damn this story. I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. I felt like I was deliberately being encouraged, and I was overwhelmed. So it's like you're getting flooded with things, and you don't pay attention to things like your ethics, or when you get so overwhelmed. It's like you won the lottery, and
Explain.
let's say for your handlers, for instance.
Hold on, wait. Okay, now, let's talk about this for a second, man. He said that he left the show because he was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. Now, all he do is socially irresponsible comedy, man. And they paying him a big bag to do the jokes and tell the jokes that he's telling. So this is one of those situations to where somebody's pulling the strings. We all got to do what we got to do to get a bag. But it seemed like Chappelle don't even condone the shit he be doing and saying. So who's putting him up to the task? Obviously, the person with the bag is putting him up to the task, man. But he said, once you get to that 100 milli, 50 milli mark, that's when they start putting the pressure on you and really try to control you 100% because you become a product instead of a person. So how far do they go to make a celebrity a product? Do they literally put a barcode on somebody if they generating X amount of dollars? Is that why Martin Lawrence was talking about they trying to kill me? Is that why your favorite celebrity never gets seen nowhere? It's sort of like they stored away somewhere and they only arrive when it's time to do a show. Was his life so miserable after the Chappelle show, he decided that he wanted to just go along with the program and do whatever it is that they wanted him to do in the first place? I'm rooting for Chappelle. I'm glad he's winning. He's my favorite comedian. I never go against him. But this whole situation is sketchy. We gonna bounce back to the Oprah interview. We gonna hop into modern times real quick, man. So y'all stay tuned. Cause this the part that y'all need to listen to. And listen to how he speak about other celebrities nowadays.
I mean, and Michael Jackson OD'd by drugs that was administered
Yeah.
by a physician.
Well, that was weird shit, right?
Yeah, it was.
Imagine the kind of stress that guy was under. He was under so much
couldn't.
stress he had to get anesthetized every night.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine anything Michael Jackson did. Once he bought that first giraffe, I was like, you on a whole new level, bro. I don't know any of the emotional content of a guy's life like that.
There's people that were pioneers in the fame game. And you think about Michael Jackson's one of them. Elvis is another one. There's people that were pioneers in being super famous to the point where nobody had been super famous like Michael Jackson before Michael Jackson.
I don't know that anyone ever will again be what he was.
Right.
Or Elvis was, or
Right.
the Beatles were.
It's a different thing.
No, that shit
Yeah.
I think that shit is done.
Yeah, maybe. It's a different thing.
I can't think of one thing that everyone will agree on that much
Right.
ever again
Right.
in this context.
I remember Michael Jackson, I've told this before, but Michael Jackson, I was listening to WBCN, the Rock of Boston, and they were going, look, I know this isn't rock, but it's so fucking good, we're going to play it anyway. And they played Michael Jackson.
Oh, it's that.
It was that good.
Yeah.
It was so good they played it on rock stations.
He was ubiquitous.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what the fuck that scope was like. The closest thing that I've ever seen of that up close would be like Eddie.
Yeah.
One of the guys
Yeah.
who's been, on that level.
Yeah.
And Eddie is a cool motherfucker. In fact, if you're in his orbit, it feels normal in there.
Yeah.
You go to his house and bowl and talk shit, and his kids come in and out, and it's just like it seems like a sitcom, but it's really hilarious.
Mm.
Eddie got the heat. He's funny as fuck, bro. Can talk like anybody. Says wildly imaginative things.
Why do you think he doesn't do stand-up?
This shit ain't no bicycle, man. You know what I mean? He's an anomaly in the sense that I'm sure it would come right back to him. Like when he cuts up in the house, it should be real funny. But I don't know what it would mean. I don't know what it means to him, having been this person we're describing.
Right. What's also, he feels like his material.
Okay, pause.
he goes back and watches.
That's it. That's what I wanted to hear, man. That's what I wanted to talk about real fast. Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, all of these comedians that was juggernauts at one point in time simply don't seem like themselves anymore. And I can only imagine that burnout is real. People do get burnt out. But with all of that charisma, all of that talent, you figure they would grow like fine wine. So what happened to Eddie Murphy? He got to be like 80 some years old. He barely do movies. And when he do movies, it's like he's a robot playing Eddie Murphy. When is the last time that we seen the real Eddie Murphy? And these dudes came up together when talent was talent, raw and uncut. Somewhere along the line, the talent died. And I'm not talking about with Eddie and Michael. I'm talking about in the entertainment business, period. There's been a disconnect for like 30 years to where our celebrities that's still alive, he looked like Eddie. But is that really Eddie Murphy? This is the Eddie we remember. Hold on, wait a minute. Paul, wait a minute. Just because he's older, don't mean he got to have a completely different face. He's a whole different person. See how big his nose was? Now he got a little nose. Is that Dr. King? What the fuck? Either that's Clifton Powell or MLK. Man, you just never know what's going on. And HOLLYWEIRD, they did a Coming to America remake and nobody even chuckled or laughed or giggled. I'm confused. He went from being regular to being skinny to being bummish to being flat out fat. I think I had a rose in his ear, kicking it with Rick James. I just don't get it. Dave Chappelle talking like Eddie Murphy don't even leave the house. Like he just crack jokes in the house all day and play pool with the kids. Bro, run that back again.
Real funny. But I don't know what it would mean. I don't know what it means to him, having been this person we're describing.
Right. What's also, he feels like his material, when he goes back and watches Raw, he's like kind of embarrassed by it. He's, that it's.
It's funny, when I put out my first 2 Netflix joints, I think I was on Kimmel. It was the only press I did. But there was a thing going on in the press where everyone was saying that the specials were dated, because there were jokes in there that they considered transphobic, and I still don't think those jokes are transphobic. I'm not going to have that discussion, but if I ever have to, boy, I'm ready. But the point is that the thing I said to Kimmel was, I don't get mad at a photograph because it wasn't taken today. In other words, whatever was going on in '87 when he laid that set down, it was working in '87. That's what.
Hold on, wait. And I know I sound like an ass with these conspiracies and stuff, but y'all gotta feel me on this, man. What if his comedy shows was dated? Because when they allegedly cloned him, he forever stuck in whatever time frame he was in before the cloning, man. Because how you gonna be a comedian openly admitting that people think that your shit was dry and stale, but you didn't have the material to spice it up? So you just ain't got it no more. You ain't got no more juice to bring it into modern times. And if that's the case, something is seriously wrong. Who is the puppet master pulling the strings if you're not even able to put some barbecue sauce on your own material, brother?
Where people are at, and a good comedian is an indicator of the time or their context.
Hold on, run that back. Run that back.
Eddie, when he laid that set down, it was working in '87. That's where people are at, and a good comedian is an indicator of the time or their context. And I look at Eddie shit like that. Like, I wouldn't look at any of his old material as embarrassing. Sometimes I'm startled, like, wow, he could never do that now.
Right.
But it makes it even more fun to see that there was this time when he was just saying these things. I'm a comedian. I don't smell any malice in it. I don't think he's trying to hurt anybody.
No.
It's just, this guy is just cracking.
He was doing comedy that was relevant during the time that he was doing it. The world was a different place.
Right, and it's not irrelevant now. The thing that's remarkable is he's a different guy now,
right?
Which is why he feels embarrassed. It's not even about what happens to the world. It's what happened to this guy in the world. He sees the world different now, and this happens.
Crazy thing is he doesn't look a day older.
He looks great.
He looks amazing.
He looks great.
They know something, man. They got to. He doesn't look a day older. He looks great. And that's cool. But you mean to tell me Eddie Murphy is embarrassed about the stuff he used to do, and that's why he don't want to come out and do nothing now? But honestly, I can relate to that. You know what I'm saying? I can definitely relate. I'm embarrassed about a lot of the material I put out when I first started doing YouTube. But at the time, it was acceptable. People got it. People liked it. People laughed. But going back, I wouldn't dare do half of the videos I did when I first started, man. Times changed, so I can relate to that. But we got to skip back to this Oprah Winfrey interview. Okay, and I'm going to let it play, so y'all pay attention to this.
Were you really? No, really, what was going on?
Man, where do you start? Damn this story. I was doing sketches that were funny, but socially irresponsible. I felt like I was deliberately being encouraged, and I was overwhelmed. So it's like you're getting flooded with things, and you don't pay attention to things like your ethics, or when you get so overwhelmed. It was like you'd won the lottery. And
Explain.
let's say for your handlers, for instance.
Yeah.
A lot of these people traditionally get paid on percentage basis. The more you work,
The more they make.
the more they make.
Yeah.
You make that real money, they lost their minds. I thought they were crazy. You know, it was like you got to do everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got all these things. Then I got, you know, your own personal problems that get inflamed when this kind of money comes in. And I got to write a show and do the show. And I was overwhelmed. And it was almost like, I don't know, it was almost as if this was happening deliberately.
Okay, you mentioned a moment ago that you felt that there were some things that weren't socially responsible. Like what?
Like there's this one sketch we did that was about this pixie that would appear whenever racist things happens. Whenever someone make you feel like they calling you that N-word, but don't say it. And it was funny. And the premise of the sketch was that every race had this like pixie, this like racial complex. And but the pixie was in blackface. Now, blackface is a very difficult image. But the reason I had chosen blackface at the time was because this was going to be the visual personification of the N-word. It was
Right.
it was a good spirit or intention behind it. But what I didn't consider is how many people watch the show and how the way people use television is subjective.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
Go finish.
No, Dave. No, and no, man. You came up with the sketch. And the whole Chappelle show is a racist show, man, towards black people. Now he trying to switch it up. Well, he was trying to switch it up because of the money situation and stuff like that. But we got to fast forward it till modern times. Even after all of that, the flip-flop and the ups and downs, he still walked away from the show. And years later, he come back, make that money, and money on top of that money. I'm trying to piece it together and make sense out of all of this, but I really can't. And I'm trying hard. I'm so stuck right now. It's not even funny, man. Hold on, wait. I gotta play this one real quick. Y'all stay tuned, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification button. I'm Team Chappelle. But this ain't sitting right with me, man. Hold up. Okay, let's rock with this one. Go ahead.
Bro, like for all the thing, you know, for all the things you'll hear about Hollywood, I'm always startled how normal everybody is. I don't know if it's just the angle I get to see but all that pageantry and shit, that's completely unsustainable. Nobody can do that all the time.
Yeah.
Somewhere, somehow, you're just going to be yourself.
Isn't it weird that that's what we think about when we think about Hollywood? We think about red carpets and people with tuxedos on and ridiculous watches and purses and all just standing there on the red carpet.
It's a tough one.
It's weird.
I mean, I don't knock, and by the way, I don't knock anybody for doing that at all. I don't think, but that, you know, that ain't what we doing.
No. I'm not interested.
No, it's fun sometimes.
It's just so weird. It's so different than real life.
Yeah, but in a weird way, that is their real life. That's a work thing.
It's a peak work thing. It's like, this is peak glam. Ta-da.
But this thing where, and I think this is changing in the culture. Remember, there was this thing about celebrities could never be unhappy.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man. That's you know, I'm not saying they should display that, but just assume everybody has a bad day.
Right.
Fuck that red carpet face. I don't want to make that fucking face for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I think, you know, as I get older, I'm overwhelmed by how human we all are. It really makes me like people more and forgive people more.
The older I get, the more overwhelmed I am by how human we are. Well, how long have you been human? Or is this a new experience for your clone body? He sound like a clone. He embracing humanity for the first time. That's some shit from an iRobot movie. Like, me have feelings too. The shit that be coming out of his mouth, man, it really don't make no sense. I'm starting to embrace what humanity is all about. Like he living the artificial intelligence. I'm confused.
Because I have a story to tell you.
So then when I'm on the set and we're finally taping the sketch, somebody on the set that was white laughed in such a way. I know the difference of people laughing with me and people laughing at me. And it was the first time I'd ever gotten a laugh that I was uncomfortable with. Not just uncomfortable, but like, should I fire this person?
But that's what you wanted, bruh. That's your audience. Well, your target audience for the Chappelle show, you know what I'm saying? I got a story I got to tell real quick if y'all don't mind. I remember back in the day, I had a job orientation and the guy that was on the orientation with me, he was a Caucasian dude or whatever. So I guess we was bonding and getting to know each other a little bit. And the only thing he could talk about was don't be a menace in the hood or whatever. And he kept going on and on with the sketches from the movie. And it was funny and everything, but the way he was laughing, it made me feel uncomfortable because I knew it was a bunch of shit, racist shit in the movie. But how can you get mad when it's black people in the movie? You know what I'm saying? And that's when it dawned on me. People like the Wayans brothers, they don't do comedy for a black audience. Scary Movie and all of that. It's not intended for black people. Black people watch it, black people laugh at it, but we fail to realize when the joke is on us. You know what I'm saying? So with the Chappelle show, I see clearly every sketch, every episode was intended for non-black people to laugh. And it's okay to laugh because it's not like a white person doing it. So when that person on the set of his show laughed at his sketch, he should have felt like it was a home run. Now he was nitpicking and shit when that money was acting funny. What up?
Somebody on the set that was white laughed in such a way, but the pixie was in blackface. Now, blackface is a very difficult image. But the reason I had chosen blackface at the time was because this was going to be the visual personification of the N-word. It was right. It was a good spirit or intention behind it. But what I didn't consider is how many people watch the show and how the way people use television is subjective.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
Go finish, because I have a story to tell you.
So then when I'm on the set and we're finally taping the sketch, somebody on the set that was white laughed in such a way. I know the difference of people laughing with me and people laughing at me. And it was the first time I'd ever gotten a laugh that I was uncomfortable with. Not just uncomfortable, but like, should I fire this person? And at the same time, I'm just not a naturally assertive person.
What was it about the laugh?
I know all these people be watching TV, that there's a lot of people who will understand exactly what I'm doing. Then there's another group of people who are just fans, like the kind of people that scream, "I'm Rick James," be at my concerts.
Yeah.
That there's along for a different kind of celebrity worship ride. They're gonna get something
completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
That concern me.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me for putting that out there.
No, you didn't want to be.
nigga, man, that ain't what it was about, Chappelle. Don't you even try that. I don't want black people to be disappointed in me. Man, when you got money, it don't matter what you do. Black people not gonna be disappointed. And that's just so unfortunate, man. That's the world we living in. As long as you got paper, it don't matter what you do, what you say, how you act. Modern day black people gonna rock with it. Back in the day, black people was quick to call somebody a sellout or a bought brother. Black people nowadays really don't know the difference or don't care to know. All they know, well, all we know is bling, bling, get money. And I know a shit ton of black people that will laugh they ass off at anything Chappelle had to say. So what he talking about is not making any type of sense to me, man. As far as him, all that shit, all them sketches he did that was offensive to black people. I mean, he did plenty of them. He did a skit where he was a member of the Ku Klux Klan. He threw Rick James under the bus so many times. Hold on, y'all. I didn't want black people to be disappointed in me. Since when? What up?
Completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me for putting that out there.
No, you didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
You know,
Recognize it.
Hold on. Oh, shit. Why did I do that? Y'all stay tuned, man. Bootleg stuff happening. Oprah G-checked his ass.
This guy, well, he climbed this wall on El Cap.
God, why they messing up the DOCZ? Okay, I gotta run that. Okay, listen to this show.
it's something
Completely different.
completely different.
Yeah.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me for putting that out there.
No,
It's
you
like,
didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
Oprah gave him the death stare with a twist of Janet Jackson features. Like, look, what you mean you don't want black people to be disappointed in you? Like you not black. Last time I checked, we was both black, Chappelle. I don't want black people to be disappointed in me. Nah, bitch. You mean that you don't want to be disappointed in yourself. And that's the reason why she can't stand niggas now. I feel your pain, Oprah. She looking like if it was up to me, your black ass wouldn't even be sitting on my couch. The nerve of this nigga. What up?
be at my concerts.
Yeah.
This long for a different kind of celebrity worship, Brad. They gonna get something
Completely different.
completely different.
Yeah.
They're concerned.
Yeah.
I don't want black people to be disappointed in me for putting that out there.
No,
It's
you
like,
didn't want to be disappointed in yourself.
you know what, Oprah? You're right.
Yeah.
Damn, she gave him a nigga wake-up call. From Oprah Winfrey. Of all people, man. You could say what you want to say about Oprah. She kept it real on that one. And I know you thinking like, yo, okay, what is this all about? What is we talking about here? Hold on, wait, this motherfucker, wait a minute, I gotta get him. What we talking about is the fact that Dave Chappelle, after all of the stuff he done been through, done figured out a way to get all his bread back. Even after all of this shit, man. Okay, y'all, wait a minute. Okay, here we go. Oh, shit, what the fuck just happened? Did y'all see that? I do apologize, man. Yo, Reg, just go ahead and play the video.
I still haven't gotten to why you just disappeared. So you had that moment, the guy's laughing too much. Was that the tipping point for you? Was that the straw?
That was the first tipping point.
Okay.
And then they put in the paper that I had pneumonia, God knows what. Mm-hmm. It was walking pneumonia because I was walking all over the place. I was relaxing. And then after that, I was coming back to the show, and then they were like, well, Dave, you know, you should just back up the pneumonia story. And I was like, that was your thing. I'm not backing up a pneumonia story. And then the next day it was in the paper that I had writer's block. Then I knew something was getting ready to get stressful because I hadn't even started writing. I was on the schedule to write. So I was like, what's going on? Are they going to...
So these are your people trying to
manipulate me. Sounds like somebody's trying to put young Dave in a compromising position. Oprah. But, okay, so then I got worse. So when I said I'm not going to do it, then all of a sudden it was like, well, now he has walking pneumonia. And then I knew long before I walked, I had considered walking.
You had considered
I had considered walking because I went back to work and the vitamin love was gone because it was a real ugly negotiation. It's a situation where now everybody's taking credit for this and that and the other. It was getting ridiculous. And I knew I was going to leave, so I got ahead of schedule and I bounced. And I didn't tell anybody where I was going. The whole time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew what was going on. So this was troublesome.
This shit is scary when you really think about it. You know what I'm saying? He doing the show, but at the same time, they trying to get him on some psychedelic, trying to get him to take drugs. That's how they do in Hollywood. They laughed at his joke, and he started twitching. Like he was trying to snap out of it. Like it was starting to register what the hell was happening to his ass. He was blacking out, going in and out of consciousness. He looked at the dude, and the dude got scared, like, whoa, something's up with Dave, man. Man, I just don't know, bro. I'm not trying to take y'all down memory lane. I'm just trying to get a better understanding of what's going on with black comedy specifically. The game is dead. You will never see another show like the Chappelle show. You'll never see another successful sketch comedy. You will never see another black comedian reach the heights that Chappelle reached. We had Kevin Hart. He really did his thing. But now it's looking like, he's familiar. When he was rising up, I ain't got nothing bad to say about Kevin. He definitely did his thing. He's still doing his thing, but like I said, he's just more familiar now. But in no way, shape, or form was he ever on the heights of Dave Chappelle when it comes to raw talent and comedy. Now, Kevin, he got his own lane, which I respect, but Dave was the last one. And to hear how his story played out just is so heartbreaking, so disheartening, to where we don't know what happened with our brother. Everybody want to make $1 million. Everybody want to be a billionaire. Everybody want to be successful. But are you willing to walk through that door? I don't even think it's worth it, man. And I get being intoxicated by the lights, the glitz, the glamour. But that shit ain't gonna do you right in the long run, man. I feel so bad for a lot of these celebrities out here. I'm not talking about the ones that's D-list. Because the ones that's D-list, they actually got a sense of freedom compared to the A-listers. All of your freedoms is gone. People treat you like you a myth. And that gotta get old real fast. When you literally don't have anybody that gives a genuine F-U-C-K about you, man. When everything you get, everything you receive, none of it is genuine. It's a cold, twisted world when genuinism is out of the building, man. But for Dave Chappelle to be back, doing his thing bigger than ever in 2023 and beyond, I wish him 1,000,000 years of success. We need some answers. We've heard stories about how twisted the entertainment business can be. And a lot of them stories come from Chappelle himself. He's been talking about it over the years, and now it's all let bygones be bygones. How can you let bygones be bygones when you felt like your handlers or people that's controlling you, you don't mind being controlled anymore? And if not, why? It can't be because of the money, because you walked away from money. Now you back into money. So are you back in bed with the handlers? Even if he is, that's on him. But as a person that admire him and look up to him and respect his craft, I feel like, damn. Is it really that bad in Hollywood? And if so, should people cut the TVs off? It's like participating in child abuse or something. It ain't right. They got the fame, they got the money, but where is the love? I would rather have the love over all of that stuff. And nowadays, fans are so fickle. Society is so phony to where people will enjoy something depending on how many views it got, even if they really don't like it. It's all about numbers. I'm heartbroken, man. Y'all gotta listen to this.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. Like I'm saying around time, they're trying to convince me I'm insane. They were trying to get me to take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew what was going on. So this was troublesome.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid,
But you were stressed out. That's why.
There's no question. But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane. Oh, hey, how about this? I show up to work the first week, and where my office used to be, they built a wall there.
Why?
I didn't know why. But it came out later that they were like, well, they said you wanted it. I don't want to be walled up in the office. I like hanging out and talking.
Okay. So you got up and you walked.
He says somebody was constantly walking behind him and telling him he was insane. You're crazy. You're a psychopath. Dave, you're fucking out of your mind. Something's wrong with you. He on his way to the bathroom, and every time somebody tell him he crazy, it break his heart in two. You're a psycho, man. Dave, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know you're losing it, right? You need to just take these meds, man, because you're losing your shit. I don't get it, man. I bet one more time.
There. To take psychotic medication. Yeah. Like I'm sitting around, you know, I was stressed out, but the people that were telling me I was insane, I believe that they knew what was going on. So this was troublesome.
Yeah.
I said, I'm not taking this medicine, man, because I know these people be trying to control you or maybe discredit you. I was afraid, like, you know.
But you were stressed out. That's
There's
why.
no question.
Yeah.
But it's very stressful for someone to constantly walk behind you and say, you're insane. Oh, hey, how about this? I show up to work the first week, and where my office used to be, they built a wall there.
Why?
I didn't know why. But it came out later that they were like, well, they said you wanted it. I don't want to be walled up in the office. I like hanging out and talking.
Okay. So you got up and you walked out and nobody knew where you were going. Did your family know?
Nah, well, no, I called my brother.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, real cool. I called him up, was like, I'm going to Africa. He was like, cool, man, it's good.
Did your wife and children know where you were going?
No.
No, nobody knew.
No. I bounced.
Now, that sounds a little crazy.
It's not crazy because the situation kind of warranted it.
Okay.
Because certain people around me were putting my sanity in question, I would meet too much obstruction if I would say I'm doing something like this.
Okay.
So I figured, it wasn't that I didn't tell my wife. It was like, I'm not telling her till after I'm gone, which was a mistake, but it wasn't a crazy mistake. It's just a dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like,
as a husband, she should have known where you were gone. Is that what you're saying?
She was gonna know.
Okay.
I called my brother. I gave him a list. You called so-and-so, so-and-so, so-and-so. And I took off. Then I called my wife.
Okay. Why were you going to Africa specifically?
One, I needed a break.
Need a break.
Two, we have family, friends down there. And three, I just felt like it was a place where I could really reflect. Mm-hmm. It's just a place that I got to go.
And what did you conclude about yourself?
Oh, well, that I wasn't paying attention. I felt really guilty about being asleep at the wheel. I felt guilty about it because I forgot the hostility of the environment of show business. It's it's not a docile environment. It's a challenging environment.
Yes.
And there's some quote that someone had told me that says,
Man, that's some bullshit. Out of all the places you can go where you got family and friends, he went to Africa. Honey, I think I want to go see Matubu and Matudu. You know what? Fuck going to Seattle or anywhere in America. He could have went anywhere. You Dave Chappelle, you got people everywhere. He could have went to Chicago. They would have welcomed him with open arms. And he good friends with Kanye West. He could have went anywhere. But he decided to go to Africa, man.
The success takes you where character cannot sustain you.
Wow,
I
that's
don't
a good
ca-
quote.
Yeah, I don't care who you think you are or how you think you do it. You cannot imagine what celebrities go through as far as how your integrity is, your self-image, and all these things.
Okay, this is a theory that I've always had, and I've discussed this with other people. The idea that if you don't know who you are when this big thing hits, when the big stuff comes, if you don't know who you are and can't stand in the center of yourself, then you end up confused and feeling thwarted and feeling diffused in many directions because everybody is pulling on you. Would you say that that was part of your issue, trying to find the center for yourself?
Absolutely.
When you are suddenly given a $50 million contract when you've been making I don't know what before, that is a lot to orchestrate, to handle, and a lot for other people to figure out.
Oh, in that sense, it was like, all right, you're the CEO of a $50 million company. Good luck.
Yeah, yeah. Now you figure it out.
Right.
But you've worked your whole life for it. You
Yeah.
wanted it. You've, struggled to get it. Sacrificed, rejected many times, told that things wouldn't work, and then all of a sudden, you're the genius, and we're going to give you $50 million. And that was too much for you to handle?
No. That's the thing that I always read that makes me mad. No. It was the fame. Couldn't stand the fame.
Yeah.
I love being famous.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. When I came out here and everybody was like, hooray, I was like, I'm back on TV.
Okay, man. I'm going to conclude it there for now, man. We're going to do a part 2, but I just had to do this video, man. It seemed like we'll never get the answers about how Chappelle got back on top. He done exposed so much stuff about the entertainment business, about how they was doing him, how they was trying to control him, how they was trying to get him to take psychedelic drugs, how he walked away, went to Africa. And now it's a different tune. After all the stuff he said about that network, for them to turn around and give him the money for the show, I just don't get it, man. Maybe tomorrow when I get some time, because I swear I got hundreds of papers over here, man. So many documentations. I'm going to be able to get to it and dig a little deeper, because they scrubbing the internet. I've been looking, I've been reaching. I got files that's been missing. And I don't know what the hell happened to Chappelle, man. But I'm praying that he's all right. If he happy, I'm happy. But it's a lot of holes in this theory and this story about how he returned back to glory. Maybe y'all could help me out in the comment section. I don't know, man. Y'all gonna have to let me know. I got so much love for y'all. And thank everybody for tuning in and leaving those comments in the comment section. I got so much love for y'all, man. Y'all just don't understand. And for all you beautiful ladies out there, I want to let y'all know that I appreciate y'all as well. Y'all showing up, rocking with your boy. Now, all the fellas out there, I got love for y'all too. But y'all know, I really love the ladies because I risk my motherfucking life.
Risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl. I risk my life to give you documentations, girl.
Sean got the jocks. I'm keeping it funky like